no charges. Leaders imprisoned, indicted. It's the exact blueprint that Maduro came up with that Joe Biden and the Marxist Democrats were trying to use in 2020. And if Donald Trump didn't win that election, too big to rig, just a year ago, a year and a little bit ago, we would have been Venezuela. There's no hyperbole about it. Make no mistake about it. That would have been us. We were on the trajectory, and I would even argue with some people, Brianna, that we were ahead of the trajectory of where Venezuela was at.
Yeah, it's really scary. It truly is scary because, again, as we just played in the footage, I mean, it was obvious that they were the ones antagonizing the crowd, who was peaceful. And again, we still don't even know how many federal agents were there that day. They'll tell us, give us some brief overview, but they won't tell you exactly what their assignments were that day. We don't know. That's the honest number. And, it's just pretty upsetting to see, John. But, I got a good chuckle in because I don't remember, I don't know if you remember, border czar Kamala Harris, she was supposed to, remember, get to the root cause of migration, why people were fleeing places like Venezuela. Well, apparently, it only took the Trump administration about 88 minutes. But for Kamala Harris, it took her 4 years, and she actually never resolved the issue at all. But she took to X to throw some shade because she's just a miserable human being. And her first sentence was Donald Trump. She can't even say president because she's such an unbearable woman. Donald Trump's actions in Venezuela do not make America safer, stronger, or more affordable. Now, I think I passed by actually a gas station on the way over here in Texas, and the prices around me were about $2 a gallon for regular. So I'd say, he's been doing a pretty good job of bringing that down. But most importantly, obviously, we talk about it. I'm not trying to oversell here, but we know that there's about 10% of the fentanyl coming in from Venezuela to the United States is a big issue. We know that they're obviously, and according to the indictment, they're shipping and bringing cocaine. We know all of this. But we also know that this is really going to tick off Russia and China. And we know that China actually sent their delegates the day before. They actually met with Maduro. So while she's sitting here pretending like this isn't going to make America safe again, or safer, I should say, what the heck is this woman even talking about?
You brought up the Chinese delegation thing, and it just brought back memory the first time I'm thinking about it. This is the second time where Donald Trump has poked Xi Jinping in the eyes. You may remember President Trump, during his first term, sitting in Mar-a-Lago having dinner with Xi Jinping, launching strikes in the Middle East, blowing up air bases and blowing up runways. This is now the second time that he's sent a warning over to Xi Jinping. As for the Democrats, the great Lou Dobbs used to say, and Colonel Duffleberg reminds me of it all the time, America's got the best government money can buy. And it's so true, because you look at it. Are these people compromised, corrupt, or just stupid? And I think it's probably a massive mix of it all. But if you look at Kamala Harris and the job that the Biden administration did, they couldn't have done such a bad job by accident. So it makes you believe that those people are somehow gaining. And you look at stock portfolios, I think that's the easy thing to look at. But these people are somehow enriching themselves off of wars. They're enriching themselves off of migration. We were talking about immigration. Two of the biggest criminal organizations in America, the Catholic Charities and the American Red Cross. Why do I say that? What they're doing down the southern border, harboring illegals, helping illegals with lawyers, harboring them, giving them shelter, giving them transportation on where to go. Two of the biggest criminal organizations in America. And all of this was allowed to flourish. All this was allowed to flow under Joe Biden and under Kamala Harris. I don't think it was any mistake, Brianna. You look at Tim Walz today and announcing he's not running for governor again. I think the chips are going to start to fall because Donald Trump does not care anymore. He has nothing to lose, Brianna. They want him dead. They want him in jail. And the gloves are off at this point.
Yeah, they are. We're waiting for the press conference to begin shortly, though. We're expecting it to start up in about 10 minutes regarding Tim Walz. I know Fox is reporting that he's not running anymore for governor because of the fraud that's been uncovered, so we look forward to that. But, I just honestly think, John, that comes to these lefties that they just despise this country so much. The ones that apparently claim to be American, they despise us so much. They are full-on communists, and I'm so upset with our current federal government right now because they're not doing enough to purge these commies out of this country. They don't belong here. They're so miserable. They're so anti-American that I would say that they're almost terrorists and they're borderline terrorists at this point, some of them at least. But we're not doing anything to get them out of here. And I want to play this clip of Alexei, who's very fired up. Now, it appears to be a woman, but it's not a woman, John.
trouble.
Yeah. So, we'll just say that there's an individual who's very fired up about Nicolas Maduro being held right now in federal custody. Take a listen to clip 21. All right, John, that obviously it takes balls to get up there and do just that. But not even Venezuelans are advocating for his release. But these lefties, these commies, really want him released from federal custody. At this point, can we just deport these people? I'm over it.
I was thinking about this last night. I wish some of these people, these freaks, 'cause that's what they are, they're freaks. These freaks, these Democrats, these beta males, Democrats, males are overwhelmingly beta boys. I'd love for some of them to go live in Venezuela for a week. Go live in Venezuela for a few days. Go live there for a month and see what it's like. See what these people live through. See what these people deal with on a daily basis. See what it's like to go days without eating a meal. See what it's like to go days and make cents on the dollar of what you should be making. I would love for them to go there and live this life. Now, I have no intention of going to do it because I know people from these countries. I know what it's like. I speak to them. It's terrible. Yet these freaks come out and protest like they know what and they're all paid advocates.
Yeah.
But what is the point at the end of the day? You're absolutely right. Get them out of here. Scoop them up, deport them, send them back, and send that freak over to Venezuela. Send him over to the Middle East and let him see what it's like to live in a country that's not free. You don't know what you got till it's gone. We almost lost America, and they take things for granted in this country, Brianna.
Yeah, it's like watching Zohran Madani. I don't live in New York anymore. I fled, and I'm just so upset to see how these communists have taken over New York. But it's not just going to happen in New York. It's going to happen everywhere. I don't think people realize it. We think that these are a minority, but these people are loudmouth. They're well funded by countries that hate us, people that hate America. And it's just not going well for us. It's not going well for us. I want to get to this, too, before we go, though, John, because I know President Trump was alluding to utilizing the Insurrection Act in regards to going after the crime in left-wing cities. And this has been a major, major issue for him, obviously implementing and sending out the guardsmen to try to secure these big cities. He's got to pull some of it back through the court orders and whatnot. It's been a long battle. But in clip 22, the president details the possibility of utilizing the Insurrection Act. Take a listen.
You know that Portland, we got it down to almost no crime. You know that? But we pulled it out. We had a Supreme Court decision. We can go back.